Hello, how's it going? Hey there, Benedict. What's up? Anything of new? Anything of old? Anything at all? What's going on? Yeah, that's cool. What subject are you working on right now? Spells for science. Sounds cool. So we're gonna continue today with the inking part of the things. I did do some work on him off stream. Did most of the inking actually, just left a little bit of work for the gun, and then we're pretty much done, so I'll get to finish this guy off on stream, and then I got some tokens I'd like to put some paint on for playing purposes. I almost have none of the tokens painted. I'm gonna play around because this seems like something quick and fun. Just quickly do. That's on the menu today. Benedict, did you manage to check out Pumpkin Unicorns stream? I think you'll like her very much. Like, she does a lot of traditional and digital art. Mostly characters, mostly video game and anime inspired. And she's really cool to hang out with as well. Just a recommendation there for you. She did raid us a few times, and that's how I actually got to find out about her. Yeah, either way, just throwing it out there. Yup, there's that emote. Because I did start a little bit earlier than usual, so I have a little bit more time to settle in to the streaming mode. Get out of work mode and into hobby time. Oh yeah, I feel that. Did recently do a light cleanup the apartment because it was a massive pigsty. So it's a little bit more livable now. Do it more often, but just can't. Can find the time really. Oh.
The nights grow darker. Modern man has become a mere shadow of its former resplendence. Choosing to
Okay.
part of the great plan.
Well, that being said, keeping things neat is a lot easier than getting them in that situation. So, even though it's more of a do as I say, not as I do situation, I think that a little bit on a regular basis is better than large spurts, but rarely. Just less of a hassle. And yeah, on the sleep thing, I completely feel you. Lately, I've been completely out of whack regarding any sort of sleep schedule, and that is getting to me seriously. Yep, that sounds good. I will be mumbling some probably hobby related stuff. Yeah, get it out of the way now. Sounds good. And depending on some events that should unfold in the near future, I may crank up the streaming schedule a little bit. At least occasionally. Or not, I don't know. No, I might have the state of mind to do so. Again, depending on how some things work out. Right, let's actually start getting some stuff done. So not that much, really. Just little bits and pieces here and there that I didn't do yesterday. So, for those who don't know, this is Artist's acrylic ink. Has very interesting properties as far as painting is concerned. Sure thing, dude. I'll be around. So what it is a very, very thin, but very pigmented paint. You very often see it used in traditional art, mostly for illustrations, for comic books and stuff like that. But it does have some cool features and applications in miniature painting as well. a very easy way to get some strong shadows where you want them mostly. Mostly panel lines and sharp recesses. But in this case, you can also paint in a little bit more, like I'm gonna do right now. I don't know, the placement might not be ideal. What I'm mostly trying to do is break up the metallic, make the detail a little bit more interesting to look at. Also, of course, the hard contrast from metallic reflectiveness, because since I'll be using a harsh matte varnish, pretty much most of my models as a finishing touch after the protective varnish, and the matte one will kill any shine, natural shine that the metallic paint have. So I want to make sure I emphasize the reflectiveness with some harsh shadows here and there during the actual painting process. As well as just break up the monotony of the metallic. Should have put some of the red, I think, on the gun, just to make it tie in with the model a little bit more. Aesthetically, although it wouldn't make too much sense thematically. And to be honest, the reason I didn't was mainly because I couldn't be bothered. I am having some light second thoughts on that at this point. But it is what it is. Gonna work. Also, this is a good exercise to prepare me for any comic book inspired paint jobs that might be coming along in some upcoming projects, or at the very least some more intense inking and panel lining and manual shadow painting. So doing it on this model is sort of preparation. Also, in case you're wondering how comic book inspired miniature painting looks like, be sure to check out Mike Cousins, also known as Epic Duck Studios, as he is the one who technically introduced the style to the community. and has been doing some really cool stuff with it. Right now he's painting some commissions. Not in this style, but he has a dedicated Facebook group for people who are attempting this style, and of course his socials are a good place to get a taste by stuff. Honestly, very much like checking into his stream every now and again. I was actually watching it before I started streaming today as well. Also a fairly chill stream, so if you like chill, that's where you go. Also in a very positive direction, just thematically positive. On this side of the gun I can allow myself to be a little less punctual, because in shadow you would rarely see this side anyway. So in here it's more along the lines of getting the message across. Representing it. After we're done with that part, I'm gonna do some scratches on the armors. I'm gonna try and put into place what Agent Orange suggested on Monday, which is a band-aid. Hopefully it's not gonna ruin the majority of it. Still worth a try. I'm always down to try these things. I'm just at the point of near completion. I usually tend to keep up with the preliminary plan. It is not that I am hesitant to any suggestions, ideas aboard, quite the contrary. And I don't think this is where the shadow should go, but whatever. Honestly, cannot be bothered at this point. I just want to get some separation across. In the off chance that someone takes a look on this side. I think I'm watering it down too much because it comes out fairly. Well, it's still opaque, but not as black as I may have wanted it to be. There, that's perfect. Have black here. Either way, all of this is going to become much more apparent once I get through the varnishing stage, which I won't do. The first stage, which is the protective layer, I apply with a rattle can and put it in a better ventilated room. And the rest I do with a compressor, so with an airbrush. It's annoyingly loud because I use one of these small hobby compressors. But you know, you'll see the completed fix once I get to it. Yeah, well, we're done with blacklining with the blackening here, but whatever. Right, so I would like to put the tiniest bit of reflection on the cybernetic. 100% going to forget. I don't do it now. It's kind of bugging me, so I'll do it right now. One thing for sure is that this ink does not clean off easy from a brush. Hey there. That was quick. Oh, let's just dab a tiny little bit of that orange. Come on then. I guess that'll have to do. Maybe pure yellow was a better chance, was better Option. Keep it as is. Alright, now for the tricky part. This is smoke it. I light it. Okay. Oh, that'll work, because I am a little bit shaky today. Because I tend to work out just before the stream, just because that's the only time I can get to do it. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me with fine detailing. Trying not to overdo it, just a little bit here and there for effect. Although it is very, very cartoony, just cannot make them look particularly realistic. But I don't hate the effect in general, so why not? It does do the job it's supposed to do, and that's to make it look a little bit less pristine. These are supposed to be gangers from a hive city, particularly thriving. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's nice to keep a little bit of consistency across platforms. The only reason... Hey there. Yo, Zumcob, thank you, and welcome. How you doing? And Agent Orange, hello. How far along did you get with the your mini project? Did you manage to get some time in? Oh, wow, okay, that's cool. Also fairly important. Okay, I think that's about enough of the scratches, and let's paint in the band-aid. playing stupid games and at least moving more. Yep, that is pretty damn good. Alrighty, have a nice class. May it be a fun one. Yeah. By the way, what exam did you get yourself into? Could have ever taken the pharmacology. Parasitology. Okay. Sounds fun. These parts of it. I don't really know how modular this is and how it works, but sounds good. Alright. Okay, so it's particularly for this general category. Not like a specificity of the whole model. Right, now I'm gonna paint it in just with flesh tones. Work well. Basic part, short but tricky. Second part, the biggest. Third, horse and mule. Companions, carnadites. Okay, right. So it's a matter of the the knowledge matter being too extensive to squish into a single exam. Yeah, I got you. That's actually, well, that's a two-edged sword, right? Because on one side, you would say that that is cool from the professors to allow you to learn less material at a time. On the other hand, though, they are making sure that they can test you on actually more stuff with time. Otherwise, you would just get this massive curriculum. But out of it, you would only get actually tested on, let's say, a couple of themes, a couple of actual subjects in that way. You need to be prepared on anything, just in more stages. Which, I don't know, it sounds good. but oh, I see. Okay. Right. Well, still, the fact that it has been taken into consideration that it is a difficult matter and you have been allowed to take it in part, still pretty cool. Unusually considerate of the educational authorities. Well, at this point, it would be professional, I guess. Professional authorities. Huh? It's a mess. Yeah, well, that much goes without saying. Alright, what do you say about that band-aid here? Is it what you had in mind? It looks cartoony, but I kind of like it. One of the hardest exams. Oof. Well, fingers crossed then. Yeah, it is. And it actually doesn't look too bad, like I thought it would be worse. Not too clean, but whatever. It's a little bit of a different. When is the exam date? Sorry that I'm pushing, I'm just a little curious about it. You don't have to tell me if you're not in the mood for it. Aw, that's sweet. "17th, wow, that's of this month? That's nearly there. Like, shit, 3 days. Well, fingers crossed then, dude. Like, for reals. Oh, next month. Sorry, my brain is still trying to adapt to human after work. Since I'll definitely finish this guy during the stream, I was thinking about uh, getting to paint some tokens. So these are the ones from Wales, and these are some of the printed stuff, 3D printed stuff that Emo gave us. Just as a fun filler of time, and because I really don't have that many painted tokens, might be fun to do a few. Yeah, that's much better though. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I saw that he replied. That's nice. Will he be playing the aliens again? Or his lizards? The alien Skaven. Or did you not yet specify? Not sure. Alright. With the kitties? With the cat models? That'd be fun. That's cool. Do take some photos if you remember. I think that'll be cool to have a little bit. We should have taken some photos in our game. Just completely slipped my mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think theirs were pretty cool. I was looking at their just no thrower. Nah. I was looking at their Chaos Dwarves. Looked pretty nice. Although their the dwarves themselves didn't have hats, which is blasphemy. No top hats on Chaos Dwarves. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like, if you remember, there's no... no real push or rush for it. Although, speaking of cats, can you recommend any Facebook group or just a institution in general that is good for taking a rescued kitten? Or to post it for adoption? But the person who rescued it cannot take care of it because she already has a big male cat that doesn't play well with others. And I can't really take it either. And she's currently taking care of it. Okay, thanks. Thanks much. Put it in. I don't forget. Thank you very much for that. It's a kitten she rescued from some dogs, and it was very weak. She currently is holding it in not the ceiling, the attic. A very good place for it to be, so find a proper home. Right, now on to probably the most nerve-wracking part, which is adding in the stupid under highlights on the scratches. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, you can share it with me in Messenger if you like to. I kind of want to help her out and possibly help out the kitten as well. Alright, let's see how much I will mess this up this time. Maybe I should get some white ink as well. Yeah, it's not too horrible, but not too good either, but it'll do. Was that you? Get out in just a second. And get this. Wait, done. Okay, good. I'll check it out. Alright. Chest plate now. Yeah, I got you. I got you. You're not wrong. But like, from what I understand, it was more of a thrill the moment, like it was happening. And but anyway, yeah, you are very right, and it's fairly common. Kind of why I didn't necessarily throw my hat in the ring right away. Yeah, absolutely. Hmm. Right. It is a pretty vast topic, and you're right. It's not like the honest opinions would seem a little bit harsh, but they are just realistic. But I do get your concerns, yeah. It's fine, dude. Okay, let's mosey on and actually get this guy done. I'm not gonna be varnishing him on the street. You mentioned it. Fairly boring process. So. Oh yeah, by the way, that's something you need to think about. Getting yourself some varnish for your models once you get to the stage where they're ready-ish. Especially for the contrasts. I think Mo mentioned that they chip quite easily. So you might need to get something like this. And you get there, of course. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, if he gives you the dull coat, the Vallejo dull coat, that's awesome. I'm still using it from every now and again, and like this little pot has served me for about 30 models so far, and it's halfway done, so really efficient. And it's just brush on, like you just take your brush, dip it in some water to soften it up, and lap it on there. And it'll keep. Like, I haven't had problems with it whatsoever. It's just, you know, my stupid quest for a matte finish. It's been doing me some troubles. That came out pretty well. Just gonna highlight this as well. Make it seem intentional. And we're actually done. Now a little bit of black here and there. repaint the rim, the trim, the base rim. We're good. Still waiting on the contrast medium. But when it gets here, I'm gonna try it out quickly as I can, because I'm curious to see if it'll work with the transparency. What did I do? I looked at the brush and I put it back. That's... My brain really isn't in the place today. Shake, shake. Yeah, that kind of... There's kind of no way around it, really. Even if you use your paints regularly, you still need to give them a bit of a shake. Goes triple for any mistakes you might be painting. Have you considered painting contrast over a metallic base? Because well, you've seen Amos work with it. With the, I think he did teal over metallic. Me or my monkey, yeah, I know. It's a pretty neat effect that you might apply to the orc. Although, these ones, they don't have a lot of armory stuff. Like a metal color, you paint a... lead belcher or even better iron breaker, and then you go over with a very thin down contrast and you get the so-called candy color effect. Epic Duck is currently doing this on an army of salamanders with green, and it looks pretty good. Like, it's a very simple real paint for that. Okay. I was thinking to just add that it's a very simple process, but the effect is quite like pronounced. All right, no worries. But do keep it in mind in case you come across any models that would benefit from such technique. Now, he is using an airbrush to do it, but I'm fairly certain you can do it with a brush. Now I tried to fill these holes with the ink. For whatever reason, it doesn't come out black enough. It doesn't help to contrast the. All right, okay. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of what he's doing right now. I think posted it on Instagram. Just because it's a very interesting effect again, and since you have, just to keep in mind. Sorry. Oh. Interesting. I wrote in Cyrillic in the search field, and it actually found what I was looking for. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's take these dudes as an example. And I think they are actually shinier in real life. Like the green has been, you can see here in this model, it gets a very interesting shine. And that's no highlighting, nothing, just metallic paint and then covered with... it doesn't show off well on these pictures though. Here you can see it on the tank, how it comes out glossy. Yeah, that is, the green is exactly what's been treated in that way. So again, if you like it, you can keep it as an idea and get back to... you can just get back to us when you find something that would inspire you to paint it like that. If you do, that is. Epic Duck is using contrast a lot and in non sort of canonic ways. So you can give him a check sometimes. Right now he's still on the salamanders, but he'll be moving on to forecaster stuff. And there he uses almost extensively contrast paints and very heavy dry brushing, like not exactly even dry brushing, but moist brushing. Is very effective for quickly getting stuff done, and again, it might hold a lot of useful tips and ideas for when you feel comfortable enough to expand. I'll try to do something like this once I get my contrast medium. I'll try to do some models like this to test out works. Now I know there's no real need to do these under barrel things. You're hardly ever gonna see them, but I'm already here. The paint is on the palette. It's like just a minute. Well, I say, why not? Yeah, there we go. Not great. Redo the ones at the top because they seem to have a little bit of the sepia still showing through. To have that possible. Now just for the rim and we're done. Brush would ever bother to loosen up a little bit. Use the shimmer on our it. So brush soap and conditioner is a good thing to have around, but I don't think it's massively mandatory if you're gonna be using disposable brushes. So that's very little stuff at all. Whatever will make it work. I think you can actually use shampoo. Oh, really? I mean, this is something that you will get a feeling of, like, especially with new brushes, that is your case. It'll be easy to see when the brush is clean. So that shouldn't be a biggie. But that's interesting, I haven't heard that. But yeah, in between painting sessions, you can either use some cheap shampoo to wash them, or get ingredients are staying longer. Okay. Forget this stuff. The Master's brush soap, which this is how it looks like, and I've been using this for maybe 4 years, so it's also a very not with synthetic fibers. So if you're not for natural fibers, if you're using synthetics, yeah, you can use just dish soap. But if you're using natural sable, yeah, if you're using natural sables, it's better to use a shampoo because the bristles are actual hair, and if you use soap, they may get brittle and start breaking. Of course, that is for after extensive use, so it's really nothing to worry about. It's just I'm throwing it out there because it's thing. And again, it is for in between sessions. Yeah, I know, it's okay. Just saying what I've heard around in the community. I've been using the Masters stuff mostly, and it's okay. Because it also helps keep the tip of the brush pointy for longer. And just get more use out of your stuff. But yeah, synthetic fibers you can wash with anything. I don't know if it won't erode the bristles, but probably. Heard vinegar is good for applying decals, decals. So it definitely has uses in miniature painting. It does come to mind now that you mention it, but it's been a while since I heard it, and I think it was for in traditional art scene. Come on, dry. But yeah, overall, this is what we're getting. This is what our dude will look like. Well, is looking like, and that's how I will leave it. Get him varnished, and we're done with the Goliaths, finally. For a long time. So, woo! Happy time. Now all that's left is to actually learn the game and maybe play it. For that, this rim must be black. Naturally, I came across another Kickstarter for nameplates. 3D printed nameplates that you can have on your models that go on these rims, but I think that's too much. Should wait. I might get it on the in-between. Alright, with the breads I'm gonna keep things a lot more relaxed schedule-wise. I'm gonna do a little bit more batch work on them, because there will be more to batch paint more comfortably. And again, if I get when I get the contrast medium, I'll probably be too excited to hold off on trying it out, so might not be so far into the future. But the main speed painting thing will be next, at earliest next August, when the Wolfenstein board game stuff should be shipped and delivered. But I will experiment with the Gears of War minis, which if I'm gonna do, I need to clean them up a little bit because they have some mold lines here and there, and prime them as well. I can do a few for shits and giggles. It would be a good opportunity to try out pre-highlighting with an airbrush, so a little bit of exercise on airbrush work. Trying to extend its utility. And it should come over pretty soon. Like I ordered it directly from GW, so it'll be around by the end of the week actually. Yeah, that's, by the way, the reason why it's not grabbing paint well where you see it. That is from grease from my fingers, which is one of the main reasons why you use these types of miniatures holders, or just refrain from touching the model itself as much as possible. It's not just about chipping the paint that you've already placed, it's about making it easier for new paint to adhere. Because that is a thing. That's why you see a lot of professional miniatures painters use nitrile gloves. Or just some sort of rubber gloves that are comfortable to use for extended periods of time. Okay, on this side. Oh, nice. I think I knew that, but I must have forgotten somewhere along the way. I don't go there often. It's just one of the places that has a lot of brand diversity, as it doesn't just carry GW stuff. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, they're really cool there, and it's funny how now that they actually stock some GW stuff. Before they didn't, and they looked at me with very weirdly when I tried to explain the miniatures I'm trying to paint. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, and now they actually carry the same models, and it's kind of funny. Also, with me using the English terms for most of the technical paints, and them being in the scale modeling, They used the Bulgarian ones, which meant nothing to me, and it was a very weird conversation, very awkward. Oh yeah, they have a lot of stuff. Yeah, childish toys. Very funny. These battle Barbies are very serious stuff. Alright, let's go. Move on to the tokens. That part here just doesn't sit well with me. Yeah. No, they really have a huge assortment of stuff. And they have some miniatures board games that are like from very different ranges. They had some sort of a samurai thing. They're very cool stuff actually. I've often wondered how many of those things I could theoretically convert into the games that we play. Sadly, not that much, but the option is there. Okay, we're done with this guy. So, I'm going to first tackle the bribe and fame. Although fame, will I even need that in the new edition? I don't think so. I think I'll keep it anyway. The bribe token, yeah. I used to have a second one, and I think I lost it at Wales. And I'm pretty pissed about that, but whatever. Got over in the skirmish. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, so let's give them some color, right? For these tokens, I would like to use some thematic colors. So let's see if Cardiff itself has some sort of color theme going, and if not, we'll stick to the Welsh one, which I think was red and white, but I'll check that just in case. Cardiff flag. Oh, they do have a flag. Oh, it's the Welsh one. Alright, okay. Right, so what do we got? It's actually it's actually the same colors as us. That's neat. Welsh national flag, so yeah. Blue, green, and red. Dragons holding celery. Yeah. A bit odd. Cardiffian. (2018). The official flag of Cardiff. Flag is derived from traditional Welsh, bearing 3 chevrons attributed yada yada. Hybrid leek. Broadleaf leek with a purple flowering. Interesting. Well, that's what we'll be sticking to. I think I will need to make some adjustments though. Because on the flag, the dragon is red. The background. So, ideas. The dragon is red. I can do the blue tongue. And writing will be in red as well. But where does the white go? Does it go over the rim of the token? Or in the centerpiece? It's an odd one. White token. Yeah, but then we get this rim that's around it. But that can be green as well, I think. Green tongue, red dragon. And then the writing should be red as well, right? With maybe a green +1 here. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's do that. So what'll be interesting? Oh, and this is the perfect opportunity to actually test out bold titanium white. Which actually, this color is what started the whole range of colors. Because Jason from Monument Hobbies had a recipe for making white with some standard acrylics like artist acrylics and some other mediums in it, which he used. There was I actually watched that stream when it happened quite a few years ago, when he was painting he was freehanding a flag for Emperor's Children. Couldn't really get a nice white surface, so he actually cooked that color up. People liked it so much that he actually made it into a product. After that, a few years later, we ended up with a whole range of paints. So that's a little bit of interesting trivia, if you didn't know. Look. Well, now you do. There are some fine lines that go diagonally on the model. I might want to emphasize that, because it seems deliberate. So what I'll probably do is paint the whole thing white, shade with a very, very diluted color above it, and then reapply the white with dry brushing effect. And I am doing it first because the dry brushing will go everywhere. Then I have to work really neat around the white, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, you can see that it is fairly decent, like you don't get any chalkiness out of it, which very uncharacteristic for white and a very sought after attribute. So yeah, this is probably not the most interesting thing to watch, but you know. It's just a little bit of in-between project fun. What? Unwind. Change the palette a little bit with different colors. Of course, this being white is going to take forever, but still. And I started with the fame token because it is probably not going to be used, so I can use it as a test reference for the bribe token. And for the reroll tokens, I already have a rough idea of what I want to do. Each of the reroll tokens is going to have its own main color. There are 3 of them, so one will be blue, one will be red, and one will be green. The rim will be brass or gold. And not sure about the main body. Maybe a gray or something that won't fight with either of the other colors, but will also not dim them down. It's open to interpretation. We'll see. I really don't have many tokens that are painted, and on the other hand, I have quite a bit of tokens. Here we are. We're probably gonna use the metal ones that we get from one of the French teams. I can't for the life of me remember what they were called, but they were a big one, and actually I have the dice cup from them. But I'll check it out at some point. They do need a shout out. Yeah, they have their logo. Oh, and I did make a point to remember it. I just completely faded away with time. It wouldn't have been a bad idea to prime them white to start off with, but I really didn't have a... I didn't think about the colors beforehand. My life has been made a little bit more difficult, but this is kinda the usual way. Nothing new going on here. Just me making things more difficult for myself. Story of my life. Let this try for a moment. Go over the other side. Yeah, let me see. It's just the logo, but that's it. This is their logo. We played them, one of their teams, their sort of B team, on the first day. I think it was the second match. I remember you played Dark Elves. That holds any significant importance, just good times. Yeah, they were a bit snobbish. Well, this is like their big league team. Again, it was the the lesser subdivision of them. Yeah. So they were a little bit on the overly competitive part, but the way they made their tokens speaks volumes. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anything done both in metal, in colored metal, and with that level of like craftsmanship. Say what you will about them, but their goodies are top grade. Not even sure how they made those. They weren't cast. So probably someone actually has a CNC machine. And the actual coloring I don't even know, cause no idea. That one. As usual, first code looking droopy as hell. We'll get there. Trooper assistance. Multiple code. Not too thin though, cause token. And it is kind of liberating to paint something where you don't necessarily need to invest a whole lot of detail or just slap some paint around. It almost pains me that I'll have to wash this thing afterwards, but it needs to be done. The detail must be respected. Might not be the most thing to watch, but I'm having a lot of fun. I've actually given the airbrush a go, but think of that. Could try to do some airbrushing on stream. That would be fun. And figure out how to... I'll probably have to mute myself while I'm actually airbrushing, because the compressor is loud. But it might be interesting to see how I struggle with this tool people use to make and no, it is not as easy as it looks whenever they do it. It's definitely not cheating. And even if it was, who cares? Although that is, I think at this point this is a very old dispute that nobody cares about anymore, but I always remember it when I talk about airbrushing. We're getting there. White is white. Notoriously hard to get good coverage with. Isn't too bad. The fact that I am, as usual, over thinning it doesn't necessarily help. the camera does not love this at all. Trying its best to keep up. The exposure correction is throwing everything into deep, deep, deep darkness. That is why I avoid priming white. Because if you remember, I tried it on a couple of the Norse dudes that I was painting. And the camera just flipped its shit. When I showed them off all primed. That being said, back then the camera was flipping its shit on almost everything, so probably did not make that much of a impression. Okay, we are actually getting near, very near. Hey. I don't know why, but this song is very appealing to me. I'm always very happy when it comes on. I don't necessarily feel like running away from anything, because I don't really have that much to run away from, but the energy of it is moment, smoke, and then some more. Random feeds. What day is today? We're Wednesday. with one hand. Play around a little more. Derp. Come on, White. Oh, you're a bitch, but still. Yeah, the other token I'll just spray white. I'm not gonna go through this. Alright, let's leave it to dry a little bit and then we'll wash it. Highlights. Dirty. Washing. Meanwhile, oh, what can I? Some more coming. Yep. Surprise, surprise. You may be asking yourself, why is he overthinning his... No reason to do so whatsoever. Well, can't tell you. Stupid habit. And for the reroll tokens, I think that I will write on the back of them that the word used. Extra sprinkle. Could have done something more with the back. Keep it simple, get it done, move along, I think. Be the right way to go about this. Being what it is. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's bad code. Not very good because in particular is going to be used a lot. The Bretonians. So, whoops, I guess. Blue. Again, you can always see quality of Athestan Red covers so well. Oh, yeah, there is a color testing. Some side somewhere in this. Oh, this is would be a good opportunity to try out some stuff. Like I could try red blending on these. I honestly can't be bothered. Go perpendicular to the brain. It's very bad. Care. Oh, nice. And I don't think I'm using the capacity of the brush to its full extent, because this is a huge brush, and I should probably just more color and slap it on. Ooh. Fast and loose. On right to the others. give it a second to dry. I can flip them over and just work. I'll see how it works. Still having the idea to kick off the Brits on Saturday. Start off somewhere at noon. Good for a 12-hour stream. Let's go see. Yeah, these I'll just spray white and go from there. Bit too much unnecessary torture. That is an idea I haven't thought of. Just for myself after a long project to unwind with some larger utility thingies. Mostly tokens, really. But I have a lot of them, and why not get a few to get done quick and dirty before in between. It'd get me to unwind and also to get them painted, really. When would I otherwise bother to do it? Something that happens that often. Yeah, well, in this case, it's a bit of a mishmash, but yeah, I mean, they're all the base colors from Citadel, so they are a little bit darker so they don't strain the eye too much. But, yeah. I can see your point. The Dark Elf ones would be fun because they are also fairly just flat. And textured in a way that's easy to paint. On the other side, I'll keep it in mind. You know, when else would I actually sit down to paint tokens? And they do look better with some paint on them either way. Not something that's mandatory to be there, but it's just that little bit of extra fun. That being said, I'm not necessarily gonna do it on stream next time, but I just sort of knew that today I'll have quite a bit of spare time after I put in the final details on... How did I call him? Jaden Stubberson? Oops, that's actually part of the dice. Oh well. No. Yes. That's okay. For a moment I thought whether or not I want to paint the actual dice to be green instead of the dots in it. But no. Color will be metallic. The writing will probably be in gold. So's the rim. And as far as the extent of the highlighting and shading goes, oh. Can say whoops without any guilty conscience. A nice change of pace. So it's a good exercise to get over my fear of thick paint. So it doesn't matter here. At least not as much. But yeah, there is definitely use. And they will look better on the table. Yeah, this blue is Space Marine blue. That's my Crag blue. The Ultramarine. I should start singing on stream. That would be a riot. Could add a channel points thing where each certain amount. Not really. What the heck? Only thing I gotta see is if the mic will, what distance do I need to keep from the mic so that it comes out relatively not explosive, like so that the equalizer doesn't explode your ears. But I think if I take a couple steps back, because like to use something to give a reason to use the channel points. Right now, all you can do is essentially just unlock the emote, which is just a 1. So what do you do with all of those channel points? And I like singing anyway. So. Although, there might be an issue with copyrights and terms of service and whatnot. But like they will issue a warning if there's a problem with that. I think there was an explicit clause about karaoke. Then again, the majority of all of that pertains to music from Universal and Time Warner. And I don't listen to a lot of those anyway. Should be in the clear. A random thought. Really can't bake on the yeah. Now so then the idea is the writing, so reroll and whatnot, that'll be in gold, the rim will be in gold, and the dice themselves will be silver. I think that'll be sufficiently not too bad. Make it a little fun and sweet. How are we doing on time? 15 minutes left. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have another smoke and call it a night. A little bit earlier. And by the end of the week, I play around with those and where I can get them. Then a quick spray of probably satin varnish and call it done. Alright, so that'll be it from me for today. I may pop in back on Saturday as I mentioned, but that remains to be confirmed. Apart from that, probably next Monday, usual. So, thank you for hanging out, and keep doing what you love and loving what you do. Till next time, have a lovely rest of your evening. See ya. Bye-bye.